Hey guys, so a lot of you have requested this video, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't know this, but you should follow me. I hate when people say that. But anyways, I did a campaign sort of thing with Victoria's Secret. It wasn't just a brand deal because it went on for several months, and I was basically I was like an Instagram model for Victoria's Secret. That's what it's called, because we would get sent products and we were supposed to take pictures with them and then post them, and then they could use them on their website and on their Instagram. It was a very smart thing for Victoria's Secret to do, because everyone who's an influencer on Instagram is able to take high quality pictures. So instead of having straight up photo shoots they have to pay to like have a whole crew there, they just get to have people like take their own pictures that look like they're professionally done. So anyways, I'm gonna first explain how I got the opportunity, what it entailed, because you guys have a lot of questions about it and I would be really curious too if I were you, because it's like very interesting. So first off, Victoria's Secret is one of my absolute favorite brands. I love them. I never in a million years thought I would get to work with them. Like, I still can't believe I worked with Victoria's Secret. But yeah, so basically what happened was, a lot of you asked me how I got this opportunity, like did I reach out to them, They emailed me completely out of the blue. So I have my email in my Instagram. You know how you can do like the business profile? You have to have that if you want to be an Instagram influencer, whatever. It doesn't matter if you don't think it looks cool, because I have friends who are like, oh, I don't like the way it looks with my Instagram. You have to be one of these brand ambassadors. They made you switch it that way so that they can track how your posts are doing. So you have to have your Instagram set as a business profile. So that's how they got my email, and they emailed me and they sent me this huge email saying that they wanted to work with me. So how they chose us, they said they chose different girls, ranging from like, I think the lowest I saw was like 5,000 followers all the way up to some who had like 70,000 followers. Their words were, you were chosen by your unique voice. So yeah, being like open with your followers and stuff like that. But the experience was, I wanted to make this video because a lot of you think it was just, you know, a great experience, totally easy, smooth sailing, and that is how it looks on Instagram. But let me just tell you, every brand deal I do, I think it shaves off like 5 years of my life. Like, I go through so many emotions. I always love the brand when I do a brand deal, because it would just be too difficult to do a brand that I didn't love, and that your trust is more important to me than making money. Like, I turn down $200 brand deals like every day because I don't believe in the product. So I get really annoyed when people complain about me doing brand deals. I turn down a lot of money. James Charles turned down $1 million brand deal because your trust is more important. So I don't ever want to hear anyone complaining about influencers taking brand deals, because we really care about what brand deals we take. But anyways, I wanted to make this video to show you guys the dark side, how it actually is, because it looks so easy on Instagram, but there's a lot that goes into it that you guys do not know. So I will explain that later in the video. But the really cool thing is, the day that I got the email that Victoria's Secret wanted me, I was walking into a rehearsal for some project. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to like shade it. But basically, I went into the rehearsal and I had one of the worst days of my life. Like, I could not nail what I was supposed to be doing, and it wasn't anything that had to do with acting. It was something beyond my control. And it wasn't my fault that I couldn't do it, but I wasn't getting it, and they were like, we might have to recast you. You need to figure this out. You need to get this done. And they basically told me, the whole thing that was getting me through it was like, you know what? They cast me. They thought I could do it, and they literally should have told me they only cast me for my looks. So that really hurt, because I was like, wow, you didn't cast me for any talent or anything. It was purely off of looks. So that just like shattered any self-esteem I had, because I was like so worried that I wouldn't be able to do the part to begin with. And then they told me that they only cast me for my looks, and like they were like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to do this. So anyways, that day was the worst day of my life. But right before I went to that rehearsal, I had gotten an email from Victoria's Secret. So I was like, you know what, like I have something to look forward to. Like, someone wants me. I don't know, it's like super sappy, but I believe in God. If you guys, most of you know this, but I think that the Lord really had that happen when he did, because I I am an emotional person, so I was like really struggling that day, and like it really brought me up knowing like, okay, a big brand wants to work with me, like that's really crazy. So yeah, sappy story over. But yeah, so they sent me a long email, and they basically send you like a timeline. So each month they send you a creator briefing. So they send you pictures that are kind of what they're looking for, so that you would get an idea of it. So they wrote the contract for an 18-year-old, and I'm not 18. The contract was literally, I think, like 15 pages. There are so many rules to these brand deals. The contract was 15 pages written for an 18-year-old. So I was like, oh my gosh, are they not gonna want me? Because I am only 15 years old, and they just assumed I was 18. So I had to email them. So I already got my contract way later than all of the other girls that were doing this campaign. And yeah, so they had to rewrite it, and I thought they weren't going to use me for a little bit, but they had to rewrite it. They literally had to like go to court or something. I don't know. It was a huge deal. But we ended up getting the contract, and it was 15 pages, and then we signed it. Everything was great. Then I get the products in the mail, and I have like 3 days. You have like 3 days to take 2 pictures. So each month you were supposed to come up with 2 pictures that looked completely different. So like 2 different photo shoots. And if you know, you take Instagram pictures, you know it's very difficult to find like the right aesthetic and stuff. And this was like a huge brand, so I was like, okay, I have to do this right. Basically, their compensation is usually you're paid for a brand deal, but when it's a really, really big brand with really expensive products, they sometimes you do it for free, but you get the products in return. So with Victoria's Secret, no one was paid, but we received over $100 worth of products every single month. So that was worth it for me. And you also got a lot of exposure, and it was a great experience. So yeah, so I was like, okay, I can do it. So then I got it. I had like 3 days to take pictures. Well, when it came in the mail, stuff had busted in the package. So I was like, oh my gosh, now I can't take the pictures. So they ended up sending me a whole nother one. So I got like $200 worth of products in the first month. And it was like, I got the pictures done the morning before. I had a ton of stuff to do the rest of the day. And I was so stressed. I was like, these pictures have to be good. The stress of taking pictures for a brand is crazy because you want them to be good enough to perform well on your Instagram. You know, it seems so shallow, but what you do for one brand will affect what you do for another brand. So it's a lot of pressure, and I don't do well under pressure, so I don't know why I chose this career path. But anyways, yeah, so I was like, you know, slightly dying. And then basically you submit the pictures through this website, and you like send in your captions, and it looks like you posted on your Instagram. So they go through and they approve it. Well, when they approved it, I realized I couldn't read the caption I sent anymore, and I had to do the exact caption. So I had to post one of them the night I was going in for a rehearsal, and we could not find it anywhere, and they kept emailing me saying, you have to post it, you have to post it, like you have to hurry up and post it, it's the deadline. And yeah, so I started crying in the middle of a rehearsal, and everyone was staring at me and judging me, but I was stressed because it was my first time, and like looking back, it seems stupid, but I just felt so overwhelmed. Like, okay, these are things that women deal with, you know, like 18-year-old girls who aren't in school and don't usually have a job. Like, this is usually their main job. They have to deal with this stuff. So for me as a kid, like, it was really stressful to have to balance the project I was in, to have to balance YouTube, to have to balance Instagram. Like, it was just a lot, and it sounds stupid, but it was very overwhelming. So yeah, that was the first month. It was crazy. So first off, when you take the pictures, there's so many rules. I'm trying to go to the original email. So they sent me this huge long email. I'm not going to show you guys any of their email addresses or anything, which I've had people ask me for, which I could not do. So there's like all these rules that you have to follow when you're taking the pictures. So it was like really stressful because I wanted to make sure I did it right. But yeah, so I'll insert pictures of me trying to take those first month pictures. They were not turning out well. And so I started crying again. Guys, I don't cry that much. I cry when I'm stressed. I don't really cry when I'm sad. I don't cry when I'm hurt. I cry when I'm stressed or overwhelmed. So yeah, I'll insert some pictures. You guys literally, like, it seems so perfect on Instagram, but there's so much stress, like, because you have to make sure it's good, you know, and I want people to think my Instagram pictures are good. I want these people to use me on their website. But yeah, the first month was crazy. We took the pictures, and they wanted me for an extra month. So I was doing this for several months with them. I don't remember how many months it was. And they wanted me for an extra additional month. which was requiring 3 pictures in the month, which was a lot more than usual because 2, you know, that's easier. 3 is kind of difficult. So I took 3 pictures, and I was going to take them in like outside near where I live, and I was leaving for Cancun, which you guys saw the vlog for that. I was leaving for Cancun the day after I had to take the pictures, so I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do? I got all ready and went to take the pictures, and it's raining, it's cloudy. My dad's uncle had just passed away, so he was gone. My cousins were staying with us in our house, and they were leaving to be missionaries in Rome. So everyone in our house was like really, really emotional because a lot of things had just been happening in our family, and my skin was doing awful. And like, I'm very insecure about my skin, and my skin had just been breaking out, and I was stressed because I was going on a trip where we were going to be in water. So yeah, I was taking the pictures, and none of them were turning out well. I literally had no option. None of them were turning out good. It was my last month for them to like really like the pictures and want to post them. Yeah, so I was taking the pictures and I started crying again, so I'll insert some pictures. I don't take pictures of myself crying. My mom took them because she thought they were funny. I took one picture of myself crying, which is the first time I have ever taken a picture of myself crying. I get kind of annoyed when people do that, but I took that picture because I wanted to be able to like talk about it in this video. I don't know, I really don't know why I did that, but I really wanted you guys to see, like, it's not as easy as you think. Like, there's a lot of stress that goes into it. You're not just like an Instagram influencer, you know? It's a lot to it, and it doesn't sound like it is, but it's getting good lighting, getting good pictures, your skin looking perfect. Like, people expect you to be perfect, and that's really, really unreasonable and impossible. So I kind of had to realize that and just accept, like, you know, it is what it is. So I asked them, they said I could take them in Cancun. Cancun was so busy, so crazy, but I ended up taking them, and it was all good, and I finished out the brand deal. I can honestly say it is the best brand deal I've ever done. I have learned a lot from being an Instagram influencer for Victoria's Secret. I might do another with them in the future. They are the best brand I've worked with. Their communication was amazing. They were so forgiving with me, though I was late sometimes because of, it was always out of my control though. Though I was late sometimes, though my pictures didn't always look the best, they were so, so sweet, and they were amazing, and I love them. I really do. Like, they're like my friends. I've talked to them so much. But yeah, it was a great experience. So you used a special hashtag, and I followed that hashtag so I could see everyone else's, and I would notice myself just constantly comparing myself to all these other girls, and like, that was really unhealthy for me. So I grew a lot from the project that I was talking about before, and I grew a lot from this Victoria's Secret one, but I just wanted to make this video to just truly explain everything because you guys had a lot of questions about it. I feel like I touched on everything. I felt like there was a lot more to say than I just said, but I hope that made sense. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to sound complainy. It was literally, I can't believe that I did a brand deal with Victoria's Secret, that I was an Instagram model for Victoria's Secret. Like, that's actually insane to me. I'm so grateful. I would go back and do it again for sure. But yeah, I'm not trying to complain. I just want you guys to see it's not easy. You guys are like, you're so lucky. Yes, I really am, but I want you guys to see what all it entails. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.